Welcome everyone to Meditation Monday. I invite everyone to start dropping into your breath, taking a deep belly breath in. And nice and slow out, finding a nice comfortable position, laying down, preferably sitting up if you'd like. And today I'm going to be guiding everyone through what I consider to be a very, very secret process. So just making sure that you're in a comfortable space. You're not going to be disturbed. If the internet has any issues, just know that you can jump back on. Let's start by taking one more deep belly breath in. Because tonight we are going to be diving into the unconscious mind. We're going to be diving into the part of you that keeps your heart beating. We're going to be tuning into the space that creates the magic within your digestive system that allows you to eat an apple, allows you to eat a carrot, and turns that thing that is other into us. And as we take another deep belly breath in, just tuning into those heartbeats, tuning into the part of you that keeps you safe, where you don't have to think about taking another breath in and out. It just happens easily, effortlessly, and naturally on its own. And when we tune into that part of us, we recognize that the main function of the unconscious mind is to keep us protected. It is to help us survive. And early on in life, we have beliefs, these stories that we tell ourselves about how the world works and how we fit within that framework to make sure that we grow up, to make sure that we survive, to make sure that we are safe. And what happens is, as we progress through life and continue to accumulate these different beliefs, these different stories about how the world works, taking another deep breath in, and relaxing down and out. As we accumulate these stories, we begin to box ourselves into a framework of how the world works. And today, in this sacred process, we are going to begin to release and let go of some of those old, outdated beliefs and stories that we tell ourselves, about others, and about how the world works. So we can open ourselves up to a brand new story, a brand new way of being. And as you begin to open yourself up to the possibility that these stories that have run your life, stories like I'm not good enough, stories like I'm unlovable, stories like I'm unworthy, stories like no matter how hard I try, I'll never reach my goals. Or no matter how hard I'll try, I'll never find the partner that I deserve that'll treat me right. So taking one more deep belly breath in as we move towards this sacred process. I want you to imagine the book of your life in front of you. And we are going to entitle this book, The Book of Changes. Because no matter what the story was when you were young, no matter what the story was when you were 2, 5, 10, or 16, no matter what the story was when you were 18 and 21, 25, all throughout your life, you have been growing. You've been evolving. You have been changing. You are not the same person with the same wants and needs and desires when you were 10 years old, as you were when you were in high school, because you've changed. And at the end of high school, maybe you went and got a job. Maybe you went to college. Maybe you got married. Just recognizing that these new pursuits that you went on, that you sought out, are not the same pursuits, not the same needs and desires as when you were in high school, because you've changed. As we progress page by page through this book of change that we call the book of your life, I want you to begin to recognize that even the person that came onto this call originally is not the same person as the person listening to these words now. And when you begin to recognize that every single breath you take in and every breath you exhale, the molecules in your body are shifting and changing, growing and evolving. And just like a stream that continues to flow, when you walk into the stream, it is not the same stream as when you walk out. And that is going to be the same belief, the same story that we tell ourselves for this call. So taking in one more deep belly breath in and just allowing yourself to relax your shoulders, relax your belly on that exhale, and drop deeply down into your belly, into your hips, and allow yourself to almost melt into the bed. And with each inhale, and with each exhale, you're just going to find yourself relaxing even deeper as we start to tune into the unconscious mind, the part of you that keeps your heart beating without needing to think about a thing, the part of you that digests your food without needing to think about a thing. Your unconscious now, the part of you that breathes in and out without you needing to think about a single solitary thing. The same energy that flows through you flows through the entire universe, where you do not need to make the rain fall. You do not need to do anything to make the flowers bloom. In the same way, you do not need to make the grass grow. Everything happens on its own accord, according to divine will unfolding. You will be allowing this energy as you breathe it into your body, that prana, that chi, to take over this process as we drop down now into a state of deep relaxation. As we begin to journey into the heart space, taking a deep belly breath in, imagining a beautiful ornate door appearing in front of you. Some people see it, some people feel it, some people just sense it. Whatever it looks like, feels like, senses like to you, just allow yourself to take note of it. And this is a peculiar door. This door to the heart space does not open in the way normal doors do. We must set a loving, healthy intention for our journey today to open this door. So let's set the intention of the greatest good, the greatest healing that we can experience individually as well as collectively. Setting the intention of letting go of old limiting beliefs that no longer serve you, that no longer serve your lineage, your ancestors, and no longer serve the collective of all humanity. Taking a deep belly breath in, planting that intention deep within your heart and your belly, and relaxing down and out now. As that door slides open, opens up into a dark space as you continue to walk through this portal into the heart, where all of the emotions reside. All of them are beautiful and welcome here. And as you continue down a long corridor into your chest, into your heart space, you notice a light at the end of the corridor. And when you get closer, you notice that this light is a spiral staircase that goes up and down your body. Noticing that this spiral staircase is your spinal column. And if you've been with me before, usually we travel down into the body. But today we are going to be traveling up into the brainstem, into the unconscious mind, into the part of you that keeps your heart beating, your lungs inflating, and your digestion moving without you needing to think about a single thing. And as you walk slowly towards this spiral staircase, seeing your feet, hearing your feet, feeling your feet, treading each and every step as you start to move up, spiraling, winding up through the spiral staircase, moving from the heart space, slowly up and through your throat, where your truth resides, knowing that nothing that is not truth cannot pass this point. Taking a deep breath in and relaxing your shoulders, your necks, your chest, and your belly. Tuning into this space within you. Continuing your journey upwards, spiraling until you reach the back of your head, the feminine third eye, the base of your skull. Noticing that this is where the spiral staircase ends. And as you emerge from the spiral staircase, you notice that you are in a beautifully ornate, giant dome-shaped room. And in this dome-shaped room, almost like a cathedral, you notice that every square inch of the walls and the ceiling are lined with tiles. Noticing that these tiles light up and glow very specific colors. And as you look up and watch these colors, noticing that all of these tiles represents beliefs, experiences in your past, memories, emotions, patterns within your unconscious mind, almost like the Library of Alexandria. As you look up, you notice that every single tile on this wall represents something within your unconscious mind, because your unconscious mind keeps track of everything. It is always on, it is always working, whether you are awake or whether you are asleep now. Beginning to tune your attention towards the center of the room as you notice a beautiful, beautiful flame, a fire pit, a sacred fire. And this sacred fire is your consciousness. The sacred fire is your conscious awareness. And as you begin to walk slowly, gracefully, gently towards this beautiful flame of awareness, approaching, beginning to feel the warmth on your skin, beginning to see the yellows, the oranges, and the deep blues at the base of this fire. Knowing that this fire is a sacred fire and you are embarking on a sacred process of transmutation, turning the old pains, the old limitations, the old beliefs that line the walls of this corridor, turning them into solid gold, turning them into wisdom, knowledge, and experience for you to progress on your spiritual journey, progress on your emotional journey, progress on your mental journey. And as you look at this fire pit, taking a deep belly breath in, feeling the sacred reverence of this process, stepping outside of normal time and into liminal space, time away from time, where beautiful transformation and magic can happen. As you take in one more deep belly breath in, you notice a presence behind you. This presence will be your guide on this journey. And this guide is going to be unique to each and every one of you. It may be a divine figure. It may be a family member. It may be a past or a future version of you. It may be a god or a goddess. It may even be an animal. Just feeling and sensing, maybe seeing, perceiving this sacred guide on the sacred process, connecting with them, tuning in with them. As you take a deep belly breath in and turning your attention now to these walls of beauty. Noticing the tiles on the walls beginning to light up a very specific color. And as those tiles light up a very specific color, the tiles that are lighting up, that differentiate themselves from the other tiles. Noticing that these tiles are the limiting beliefs, the old ways of doing things that no longer serve. The stories that you used to tell yourself, to hold yourself back, to keep you protected, to keep you safe, that no longer serve, that are only serving to limit you from your true growth and potential, now beginning to look almost as if a starry night sky was being lit up by all of these tiles that are ready to be released, just like a tree bearing fruit. Each and every single belief has a life cycle. It buds, it blooms, it bears fruit and serves its purpose. And then one day, just like today, those beliefs begin to hold us back. They begin to wither, they begin to dry up. And just like leaves falling to the ground, we are going to allow these beliefs to be released, to make space for the new, taking a deep belly breath in. And finding a tile at eye level on this wall, walking from the center of the room of this fire at your back, taking those steps all the way across to the wall, to that tile that is lit up a very specific color. As you tune into this tile, maybe reaching out, touching this tile, feeling this tile as a real physical object in your unconscious mind, noticing the shape, the texture, maybe even a memory. Knowing that each and every one of these tiles, whether you are consciously aware of them or not, hold a belief, a memory, an experience, an emotion that is limiting you in some way and ready to be released, just like a snake shedding its skin, making way for the new. As you reach out with both hands, I want you to pluck this tile off the wall, holding it in your hands, turning it around, noticing that the solid, the back of this beautiful tile is solid gold. And that's all the wisdom, the knowledge and experience gained from this old belief, this old experience, because we're going to keep that gold as the old pains, the old traumas, the old worries, doubts, and fears are burned away. And as you hold this old belief in your hand, I want you to walk over towards the fire, feeling a sense of lightness in your heart, a sense of excitement building at the opportunities to come. And as you make your way over to your guide, as he or she gestures towards the fire, looking down in your hands, taking a deep breath in, and sending gratitude towards this old belief that kept you safe at one point that no longer serves you, and tossing it into the fire. Watching as this old belief begins to sizzle, boil, crisp, and eventually is consumed by the fire and the ashes. And just begin to feel the weight of that limitation just shed off your shoulders, knowing that this process is going to be a fun process as you see that tile completely disintegrate. Now moving back towards that wall, finding another tile, feeling almost a joy in your heart beginning to expand as you make your way towards that wall, find another tile, and you pop that tile off the wall, holding it in your hands. Now making your way back to that beautiful sacred fire of awareness that burns away all that is not love. Finding yourself back there ready to release that belief into the fire once again. Watching it as it burns and seeing it begin to melt away, turn to ash, and notice that the fire begins to become larger. And as that fire becomes larger, being fed by these old limitations, feel yourself becoming bigger and bigger, starting to grow in stature and size. And as you take a deep belly breath in, noticing that you are becoming larger after these old limitations, these old boxes that you used to put yourself in are beginning to wither away. And now with your new size and your new strength, walking over to the wall. And this time, now that you're bigger, and you can reach a little bit higher, I want you to grab a handful of these tiles. I want you to start plucking these tiles off the wall like ripe fruit, pulling them from their source, only the tiles that are lit up this very specific color, because your unconscious mind would not let anything that is keeping you safe, anything that is still serving a purpose, anything that needs to stay. So taking a deep breath in now with almost a handful, an armful of these tiles, making your way joyfully back, almost feeling a smile on your face as you continue this sacred work, and throwing this handful, this armful of old limitations that no longer serve you into the fire, watching the fire grow in size, engulfing these old limitations, burning away all that is no longer true for you. And as you breathe that energy in, feeling power come back into your system as you expand once again. And now this is going to be the fun part of the process. Now that you understand how this process works, it's pretty straightforward. I want you to go in on your unconscious mind. I want you to pluck all of those old limitations off the wall, and each and every single tile that you pull from that wall, I want you to feel yourself expanding. I want you to feel yourself becoming larger than you ever dreamed possible. And as you grab a handful, you make your way back to the fire. You toss them in, noticing yourself becoming freer, more expansive, more powerful. Continuing the sacred process in a way that is fun for you. Some people stomp their big, powerful feet, and all of these tiles begin to fall off the walls. And then they sweep them up into the fire. Some people are more akin to Harry Potter and Hogwarts, and they take out their magic wand. And then they begin to make these tiles dance off the wall, spinning and spiraling into the fire as they go. Some people get so big that they just move their hand across the wall, scraping these tiles down as they continue to throw them into the sacred fire, watching as the fire gets larger. As you get larger, noticing all of the blank space on the walls now, making space for the new. continuing this process until it is complete for you and your unconscious mind. Noticing that the space that is being created in your mind, you can almost see through your mind into the starry night sky, filled with limitless possibilities, filled with growth, with adventure, with expansion, filled with new environments, with new people, new spiritual lessons to be learned. As you feel yourself filling up with the excitement and the adventure that is coming your way, being attracted to you now, continuing to drop these old limiting beliefs into the sacred fire, finishing up this process for you, noticing that you can now reach even the tippy top of this beautiful cathedral, dome-shaped room of your unconscious mind. Just taking a few moments, making sure you got all of them, because sometimes those beliefs like to hide. Breathing long, slow, and deep. Coming to a completion. Throwing those final tiles into the fire of awareness, the fire of consciousness that burns away all that is not love and all that is not truth. Coming back down to your original size, looking up at the work that you have done. And feeling your guide's hand on your shoulder, the support, the strength, the love and encouragement, as your guide hands you a beautiful, cool, refreshing bowl full of water. And as you look down at your own reflection in this water, this cleansing, purifying, healing water, I want you to look into your eyes and notice the new you. Notice the future you, the one that is free from all this burden, free from all these limitations that were placed on you, that you placed on yourself, free from the pains and the burdens of the past, just taking a moment to reflect on yourself. And now that this part of the sacred process is complete, the fire of purification having done its job, I want you to take this bowl of water and pour it into the fire pit as that fire is extinguished. And in those ashes, in this beautiful, cool, almost muddy water now, allowing the water of change to do its job. I want you to reach into that fire pit, reach into the bowl full of ashes and waters, feeling through it, feeling the ash and soot on your fingers, feeling the cool, refreshing water as you search for all that gold that was on the other side of those tiles, on the other side of those experiences, all the knowledge, the wisdom and experience that we are going to integrate into every cell, muscle, and fiber in our being, reaching down, finding and pulling out a beautiful, clean, clear golden nugget, and placing that golden nugget into the bowl that held the water to keep safe for now. And feeling a joy start to emanate in your heart as you reach in, searching for more gold, beginning to pull hand over fist all those golden nuggets. Some are bigger than others, some are smaller, all worth their weight in gold, pulling that gold out, placing it into this container, searching, seeking, finding all the gold, all the knowledge, all the wisdom, all the experience, extracting it from these old memories, from these old experiences, Not needing to know exactly what or why, knowing that your unconscious mind, the part of you that keeps your heart beating without you needing to think about a thing, is taking this process over as you continue. And slowly but surely, you find less and less gold because you have acquired all of the knowledge, wisdom, and experience there is to acquire, placing it inside of the bowl, reaching down for that last little golden nugget down way at the bottom, pulling it out and placing it and just noticing all that gold, all that knowledge, all that wisdom, all the experience that you've acquired throughout the years, through the struggles, the challenges, overcoming, becoming larger, stronger, faster, more wise. And let's begin by taking one more deep belly breath in. Tuning in with your sacred guide, your sacred companion on this journey. As they begin to move their arms in the spiral motion, as this bowl full of gold begins to melt and liquefy, and all of that knowledge, wisdom, and experience starts to spiral up out of that bowl, starts to spiral into the air, over, above your head, and goes right down, just like a funnel, in through the crown of your head, taking a deep belly breath in. As all this knowledge, all this wisdom, all this experience begins to funnel into your crown, filling your body up with this golden light, this golden energy, synthesizing, nourishing, completely and totally filling you up with all that golden energy, filling your forehead, your throat, and your chest. And with every deep belly breath in, fully integrating all this knowledge, wisdom, and experience. Breathing deeply into your belly, your diaphragm, allowing this energy to cascade over your shoulders like a waterfall, filling up your arms, your elbows, all the way down to your wrists and your fingers, filling up your pelvis, your hips, your thighs, until all of that golden energy spirals up out of the bowl, over just like magic, in through your crown, breathing down into your thighs, your knees, your calves, finally down into your ankles, feet, and toes, until you are completely filled to the brim with this golden knowledge, this golden wisdom, this golden experience, as you integrate it all into your energetic nervous system, looking back up at all that space that you created into your unconscious mind. Noticing that over the next days, weeks, and months, you are literally becoming a magnet for new experiences, a magnet for new people, a magnet for new lessons, a magnet for abundance, a magnet for love, calling in all of those experiences and manifestations that you have been wishing for, hoping, and dreaming for, that the universe has desired to give you, where you just needed to make a little bit of space. Seeing all of that space being filled with love, with light, with expansion and growth. Taking a deep belly breath in. Allowing yourself to just sit here in stillness, in peace, in harmony, in wisdom. Allowing this process to come to a completion. And as your golden luminescent beingness, turning toward your sacred guide, placing your hands together in prayer pose in your unconscious mind, and giving a deep bow of gratitude for their service, for their guidance, for their help, for their love, holding that space for you. Deep belly breath in. As we now allow the unconscious mind to sift and sort and to become that tractor beam, that magnet for all of those new experiences that are going to progress you towards your dreams and goals in this lifetime. Turning towards the fire pits and bowing in deep gratitude for its sacred service, this awareness and consciousness. Becoming alit anew as that fire begins to burn brightly once again. That light of awareness inside of you, your unconscious mind. As you begin to walk towards that spiral staircase, seeing your feet, feeling your feet, hearing your feet, as you tread each and every step down now, spiraling down out of the brain stem, out of the unconscious mind, leaving the gray room, spiraling down through the throat space, allowing the truth of your new knowledge and wisdom to fully integrate into every cell, muscle, fiber in your being, traveling down into the heart space as you take a deep, fulfilling, wholesome breath in. Stepping off of that spiral staircase, walking down that long corridor, finding your way back to the magic door, opening that door back into your space. And in a moment, not yet, but in just a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 5. And when I reach 5, you're going to feel so energized, so relaxed, so full of joy and love and connection and expansion. You will have an instant smile on your face, feeling like you just had the best 8 hours sleep of your entire life, feeling like you just had a 3-hour massage from God, literally massaging out all of those energetic kinks and knots in your shoulders and your neck and your lower back. Fully integrating this experience at the speed of thought, taking a deep belly breath in. And on the count of 1, just bring your awareness nice and slowly back to your fingers and your toes. Just like at the end of Shavasana. On the count of 2, sending out your energetic magnetic field into the space to acclimate you to your new surroundings, feeling the bed underneath you, feeling the air above you. And on the count of 3 and 4, deep, deep, deep belly breath in and out. And on the count of 5, coming back to the space at the rate and speed that is perfect for you. Knowing that you have just gone on a beautiful evolutionary journey inwards that will absolutely reap the benefits in the days, the weeks, the months to come. And because you have made this space and time for yourself, the universe will make all the space and time for you as well. 1 more deep belly breath in. And when you are ready, inviting you back into the space for any shares or processing.